In this video, we'll look at a few examples related to data. You already know that statistics are a way to summarize data, and although we haven't done any specific examples yet in this course, you might remember things like mean, median, and mode from a previous course. Those are all examples of statistics. And those are found by calculating or manipulating data values. So what we have in front of us here, we have a list of numbers: 17, 21, 44, 76. Those are not quite data yet because they don't have a context. We don't know what those numbers represent. Maybe those numbers are the test scores of 4 students on the last test. Or maybe those are the ages of 4 golf players. Maybe those are the uniform numbers of 4 football players. So depending on what those numbers represent, that changes our reaction to that data. The other thing you should be able to do from this section is look at a scenario, recall the W's, find the individual and the variables in that situation, and then also say whether those variables are categorical or quantitative. So remember, the first W is the who. In this case, it's a little tricky. We've got a Consumer Reports article on energy bars that gives the brand name, flavor, price, the number of calories, the grams of protein, and the grams of fat in each of these different energy bars. And the who is not a person in this case. The who is the energy bars. So the who could be a person, it could be the individual or the respondent or the participant, but sometimes it is an object like the energy bars. It's the subject or the experimental unit in the study. Next would be the what. What exactly was studied? In this case, that would be the flavor, price, brand name, number of calories, the amount of protein, and the amount of fat in those energy bars. In this question, they did not tell us when the study was done. They didn't tell us where. They didn't tell us how or why, but we could probably make some guesses. For example, one way you could collect this data would be to look at the nutritional information labels that come on energy bars. That could be a how. Or maybe they did something in a science lab and they had scientists break down and look at what was making up these energy bars. So that could be another possible how. The why, they didn't necessarily give us, but you have an idea of why they might, because consumers like to be informed about what they're eating. So that would be the why. Now if we go back and look at those variables again, brand name, flavor, price, calories, protein, and fat. Some of those are categorical, some of those are quantitative. Remember, categorical means they fit into some sort of a category. So in this case, that would be the brand name and the flavor. Maybe it's blueberry or strawberry. That's a flavor. And that would be a category. The quantitative values, remember that those would be numerical and they'd be in a large range of numbers possibly. That would include your price, which would be measured in dollars. The number of calories, which is measured in calories. So does this energy bar have 100 calories or 125 calories? The protein, which was measured in grams, and the fat, which was measured in grams. Don't forget that for quantitative data, you should also be able to give the unit.